Stop drinking your coffee plain, because after 60, what you stir into that cup could matter more than the coffee itself. Here's something most doctors won't tell you in a routine appointment. After 60, your body loses muscle every single decade, quietly without you noticing, until one day the stairs feel steeper, the grocery bags feel heavier, and getting up from a low chair takes a little more effort than it used to. That muscle loss isn't just about strength, it's tied to your balance, your independence, and your long-term health. But here's the part that surprised even me when I started researching this. There are specific, simple additions, things you can stir directly into the coffee you're already drinking every morning, that research suggests may help slow that decline and in some cases support your body in rebuilding what's been lost. No expensive supplements, no gym membership, no dramatic diet overhaul. Today I'm walking you through 8 of these additions, ranked from number 8 to number 1. Stay with me until the end, because the ingredient at number 4 showed one of the most striking results in the research I came across, and it's something almost nobody in this country is using. Let's get started. Method number 8, cinnamon. Most people think of cinnamon as something you sprinkle on holiday desserts, but stirred into your morning coffee, it plays a very different role. Cinnamon contains compounds that researchers have studied for their effects on inflammation, circulation, and most importantly for our purposes today, blood sugar stability. That last point matters more than people realize. When blood sugar swings up and down throughout the day, it creates spikes in insulin, and those insulin spikes make it harder for your muscles to properly absorb the nutrients they need to repair and rebuild themselves. Instead of a steady fuel supply, your muscles get hit with a roller coaster of highs and crashes. Cinnamon helps smooth that roller coaster out. Studies have shown that cinnamon can help moderate blood sugar response after meals, giving your body a steadier, more consistent stream of energy to draw from, which means your muscles are working with fuel they can actually use rather than fuel that spikes and disappears. Here's how to use it. Half a teaspoon stirred into your morning coffee is enough to get the benefit. For best results, look for Ceylon cinnamon, sometimes labeled true cinnamon, rather than the more common cassia variety. Ceylon contains much lower levels of a compound called coumarin, which can be harder on the liver in larger amounts over time. Unlike sugary creamers or flavored syrups, cinnamon adds no calories and causes no insulin spike of its own. It's one of the simplest changes on this list, and one of the easiest to start tonight. Method 7, unsweetened cocoa powder. Yes, the same ingredient used for hot chocolate, but stirred into your coffee unsweetened. It functions less like a treat and more like a quiet ally for your circulation. Cocoa is rich in compounds called flavonols, plant-based molecules that have been studied for their effects on blood vessel function. And for people over 60, circulation matters enormously. As blood flow naturally becomes less efficient with age, muscles receive less oxygen and fewer nutrients, which can leave legs feeling heavy and energy feeling low, even on days when nothing in particular is wrong. Research on cocoa flavonols has shown they can support what's called endothelial function, essentially the ability of your blood vessels to relax and widen properly, allowing oxygen-rich blood to reach your muscles more efficiently. Better blood flow generally supports better muscle performance and faster recovery after activity. Combined with the natural caffeine already in your coffee, cocoa creates a kind of 1-2 effect. The alertness you're used to from your morning cup, plus additional circulatory support working in the background. The key is choosing unsweetened, natural cocoa powder, not the sugar-loaded hot chocolate mixes found in the baking aisle. 1 teaspoon stirred into your morning cup is enough to get a rich, slightly chocolatey flavor along with the potential benefits. Method 6, coconut oil or MCT oil. This one might sound unusual at first, but it's been a long-standing practice in parts of Asia where it's used as a steady source of clean energy throughout the day. Coconut oil and MCT oil, which stands for medium-chain triglycerides, are processed by your body differently than most other fats. They're converted relatively quickly into compounds called ketones, which serve as an efficient fuel source for both your muscles and your brain. As we age, our cells can become somewhat less efficient at using glucose for energy, which is part of why fatigue, brain fog, and a general sense of sluggishness can creep in during the late morning or early afternoon, even after eating breakfast. MCT oil offers your body an alternative fuel pathway that doesn't rely as heavily on that glucose processing, which may help explain why some people report steadier energy levels and reduce cravings for sugary snacks when they incorporate it into their routine. Here's how to use it. Start small. Just 1 teaspoon of coconut oil or MCT oil blended into your coffee is enough to begin. Some people prefer to use a small milk frother or blender to fully incorporate the oil so it doesn't separate and float on top. Build up gradually as your digestive system adjusts. Starting with too much too quickly can cause stomach discomfort for some people. Method 5, milk or soy milk. This might seem like the simplest change on the entire list, but it may also be one of the most overlooked. For decades, many of us were taught that drinking coffee black was the healthier choice since it skips the extra calories. But that thinking misses something important. Milk and soy milk both deliver real usable protein, and protein is exactly what aging muscles need more of, not less. Milk provides what's called a complete protein, meaning it contains all the essential amino acids your body needs, including one called leucine, widely studied as one of the most important triggers for muscle protein synthesis, which is the technical term for your body actually building new muscle tissue. So, milk offers a high-quality plant-based alternative along with compounds called isoflavones, which have been studied for their potential role in supporting bone density, another concern that becomes increasingly important after 60 point. Half a cup of milk or soy milk stirred into your coffee adds roughly 4 to 6 grams of protein. That might not sound like much, but spread across a full day of meals, it adds up, and it specifically helps counter the natural muscle breakdown that happens overnight while you sleep, sometimes called overnight catabolism. Unlike flavored creamers loaded with sugar and artificial ingredients, milk or soy milk gives your morning coffee genuine nutritional value, protein for your muscles, and in the case of soy, additional support for your bones. Method 4, collagen powder. Collagen powder, this is the one I mentioned at the start, the ingredient that showed one of the most notable results in the research, and one that surprisingly few people in the United States have incorporated into their daily routine. Most people associate collagen with skincare and beauty products, but collagen is actually the most abundant protein in your entire body, found in your skin, yes, but also in your joints, tendons, ligaments, and connective tissue throughout your muscles. Here's the issue. After 60, your body's natural collagen production declines steadily, by some estimates around 1% per year. That decline is a major contributor to the stiffness, achy joints, and slower recovery from physical activity that so many people simply accept as part of getting older. Collagen powder provides specific amino acids, primarily glycine and proline, that serve as raw building blocks for your body's connective tissue and joint structures. Unlike whey or plant proteins, which are mainly used for muscle tissue itself, collagen specifically supports the structures that hold your muscles and joints together. One scoop typically provides around 10 grams of protein, and unflavored collagen powder dissolves completely into hot coffee with no noticeable taste or texture change, which is part of why it's such an easy habit to maintain. Research published in 2022 found that older adults who supplemented with collagen reported measurably less joint discomfort, improved flexibility, and faster recovery after physical activity compared to those who did not supplement. To use it, stir 1 scoop of unflavored collagen powder directly into your hot coffee each morning. It mixes in completely and won't change the flavor of your cup at all. Method 3, whey protein powder, P-powder, P-maturic middel P-maturinvetter, Paul 3, Turret mapado klepikogen affair. At your second finger, put it on top and click it down like this. Click it like this and do this for a good minute or so. You can do this routinely throughout the day, and hopefully you'll get those great results. Make it a great day. Many people assume protein powder is something for bodybuilders and young athletes at the gym, but the research actually suggests it may matter even more for people over 60. Here's why. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at using the protein we eat to actually build and maintain muscle, a phenomenon researchers call anabolic resistance. In simple terms, the same amount of protein that easily built muscle in your 30s and 40s barely registers in your body's muscle building machinery now. You need more protein and higher quality protein just to get the same effect you used to get effortlessly. Whey protein is particularly rich in leucine, the same amino acid we mentioned with milk, but in much higher concentration. Leucine acts almost like a switch that signals your body to begin building new muscle tissue. One study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who supplemented with whey protein gained significantly more lean muscle mass over the course of the study compared to those who didn't supplement, even without making other major changes to their exercise routine. The simplest way to use it, stir 1 scoop of unflavored whey protein isolate into your hot coffee. Unflavored is important here. Flavored versions are often loaded with added sugar and artificial sweeteners that can work against the very goal you're trying to achieve. Whey isolate in particular tends to dissolve more smoothly than whey concentrate with less of a chalky texture. Methadone, ground chia seeds. Tiny, virtually tasteless, and often completely overlooked. Chia seeds may be one of the most quietly powerful additions on this entire list for people over 60. When ground and stirred into a hot cup of coffee, chia seeds release fiber, plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, and a meaningful amount of plant protein. Most adults over 60 fall well short of the recommended daily intake for both fiber and omega-3s, a gap that research has connected to accelerated muscle decline, stubborn abdominal fat, and even cognitive changes over time. Here's an important detail most people don't know. Whole chia seeds often pass through your digestive system largely intact, meaning your body never actually accesses most of their nutrients. Grinding them using a coffee grinder, food processor, or even a mortar and pestle breaks open the seed's outer shell and unlocks the fiber, omega-3s, and protein inside so your body can actually absorb them. 1 to 2 teaspoons of ground chia seeds stirred into hot coffee creates a slightly thicker, creamy texture with a mild, faintly nutty flavor that blends in well with most coffee styles. Method No. 1, turmeric with black pepper. And now the most powerful combination on this entire list, a simple golden duo that for people over 60 may be one of the most meaningful things you can add to your daily routine. Turmeric contains a compound called curcumin, which has been studied extensively for its effects on inflammation throughout the body, inflammation that over time contributes to muscle breakdown, joint stiffness, and even reduced cardiovascular health. But here's the catch that trips up almost everyone who tries turmeric on its own. Curcumin has notoriously poor absorption. Taken by itself, the vast majority of it passes through your digestive system without ever reaching your bloodstream in meaningful amounts. The solution is remarkably simple. Add a small pinch of black pepper. The active compound in black pepper called piperine has been shown in research to increase curcumin absorption by as much as 2,000%. That single addition transforms turmeric from a spice with minimal effect into one with genuine, measurable impact. Why does this matter so much for muscle after 60? Chronic low-grade inflammation is often described as a quiet thief of strength as we age. It gradually damages muscle tissue, stiffens joints, and places extra strain on your arteries, contributing to the muscle loss, joint pain, and even some of the cognitive changes that many people simply attribute to getting older. Turmeric, properly paired with black pepper, works directly against that process, helping to calm chronic inflammation, and by extension, supporting your body's ability to maintain and rebuild muscle tissue rather than continuing to lose it. Here's how to use it. Stir about half a teaspoon of turmeric and a small pinch of black pepper directly into your hot coffee. If the earthy flavor of turmeric isn't to your taste at first, a small dash of cinnamon or a few drops of honey can help balance it out, and conveniently you'll already have that cinnamon on hand from method number 8. Before we wrap up, an important note, this video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Every person's health situation is different, so please check with your doctor or a qualified healthcare professional before making any changes to your diet, especially if you're currently taking medications or managing an existing health condition. Some of these additions, including turmeric, can interact with certain blood thinners and other prescriptions, so that conversation with your doctor matters. Let's quickly recap the 8 things we covered today. Cinnamon, unsweetened cocoa powder, coconut or MCT oil, milk or soy milk, collagen powder, whey protein powder, ground chia seeds, and turmeric with black pepper. Each one is simple, affordable, and grounded in real research, and each one has the potential to turn your ordinary morning coffee into something that's quietly working in your favor. So I'd love to know, which one are you going to try first? Cinnamon, whey protein, maybe the turmeric and black pepper combination? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one, and I'd love to hear your story. If you found this helpful, please consider liking this video, sharing it with someone who might benefit from it, and subscribing to Nature Cures for more science-backed natural health tips to help you stay strong and independent in the years ahead. Aging doesn't have to mean getting weaker. With the right daily habits, even small ones stirred right into the coffee you're already drinking, you can support your body in staying stronger, sharper, and more capable for longer. Your morning coffee can either pass by unnoticed or it can become one small consistent part of taking care of yourself. The choice every single morning is yours. Thanks for spending this time with me today. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.